It's your girl, Donna LJ.
And it's your girl, Digga.
And you're tuned into Indie High Radio. Woo, woo.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute,
but it's all
but
good.
we back like we never left, as we always do. And I am so happy to be here with you, me and Tay. Oh my gosh. And boy, do we have a great episode for you guys.
We do.
First, we want to make sure we catch you guys up on everything that we have going on. Your one-stop shop for everything going on with Indie High is our website, indiehighradio.com.
Yes,
and we'll get to that at the end of the show. But we do have a lot of great things going on, including Indie High Saturdays. We do that here at Playback Sound. Shout out to Luce. It's the last Saturday of every month, okay? And the whole point of Indie High Saturdays is to come out and network. So please make sure you check the website so that way once we post the info for the next one, you can go ahead and get your tickets secured.
Yes, and if you want to be a vendor, if you want to perform, make sure to keep posted. Like we said, follow us on Instagram. You'll see all the information there, and we'll keep you guys updated.
Yes, last one was a vibe, so we look forward to the next one. Now we're going to get into this excellent, great show. I'm just really looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of information, education, and fun.
Yes, first of all, Donna has been trying to get on for ages, okay? Yes. And I'm so happy we finally got them here.
Finally got them on. So now that we finally have them here, it is my honor to let them introduce themselves.
Let's go, ladies first.
Oh my goodness, he put me on the spot.
I was over here trying to think of a good nickname because I love y'all, so I'm thinking of that still.
Oh my gosh. Why did he put me on the spot like that? No, he did. My name is Jeniece Stewart. I am his wife of 5 years, and who is him?
My boss.
I know that's right.
I'm Thomas Dortch the third. Hey, Trey D.
There you go. There's your nickname. All right.
I go by Trey, but we've been married almost 5 years.
That's right. That's right.
Love
Entrepreneurs, philanthropists.
Yeah.
Parents.
That's the top job
right there.
So we're ready. We're glad to be here. I know it's taking a long time, but we're here.
Hey,
better late than never.
Better late than never, okay?
Right there.
And nothing like, as I always say, that divine timing. Okay, so we're excited to have you guys here today. And we're going to dig right in. Now, I will say, me and Trey have known each other for a lot of years. I think since we were teenagers, I believe. And our dads were friends, and that is how we met. We were at one of Trey's dad's events called Chefs of the World. And my dad was the art vendor for the event. And so I was just like, you know, when it's business stuff, you're thinking like, okay, it's gonna be a lot of older people. It's not gonna be any young people. And so because I helped my dad with his business, it's like I'm always at these events running around by myself. So when I get there, I see Trey, and I'm like, oh, he looks my age. And then he's running around, and I'm like, oh, this is okay. I'm not the only person in the world who like helps with the family stuff, right? So it was just so cool. So that was like an instant thing. So our parents introduced us, and we were able to instantly form that bond and friendship, and to the point where we're now like family. So that was just cool, like kind of having those humble beginnings, and then having so much in common with our dads, being at a lot of the same events, and
being entrepreneurs.
Yes, being entrepreneurs. So that's how Trey and I met. But we want our listeners to get to know you, and then of course we're going to get into how you guys met. But
give us a little background.
Yeah, give us a little background of just your upbringing and your roots in Atlanta.
First of all, hold on. Can we curse on here?
Absolutely.
It's a free world on
First
Indie
of all,
High Radio.
Donna's not telling the truth. We saw each other and we were like, we sick of this shit. Sitting at these events, having to deal with our parents. Working for the family discount, which is really slavery. But,
child labor.
I'm telling you, they gonna put you to work.
So that's
where's my church organ?
Exactly. Let's tell the truth here. But no, I've worked with, just like Donna, I've worked in the family business since the start. Fresh out of college, started working with one of my father's foundations, the National Black College Alumni Hall of Fame. I know that's a long name. But we work with the HBCUs and the students. We do a lot of events, and they're still going. My father passed last February. But I've always had that entrepreneurial nature. I mean, it's just instilled in you. It's innate. So I have businesses right now, we have a transportation company. We have consulting firms, small business development. Yes. I have a health and wellness organization as well. Okay. And let me be sure to tell you that I don't sit here and work on all of them all day, because I have this wonderful woman right here.
Come on, somebody.
Does all the hard work, and I get to act as if I do all of it. But yeah, we have those for-profits, and then we have a non-profit. Brought back the Thomas Dortch Jr. Foundation for my father, working on financial literacy, economic empowerment in our inner city. I'm from the West Side. Don't get it twisted. Cascade Road. So I'm born and raised in Atlanta, old Atlanta.
Okay. Old Atlanta, yeah.
Gotta make that clear, right?
Old Atlanta.
Make that very clear.
It's a difference.
Gotta make that clear.
How about you?
I am not from the old Atlanta. I am from outside of Atlanta. Okay. I'm from Gwinnett County, Stone Mountain. Okay. But what do you want? Where do you want me to
Talk
start?
About your business. Let's go.
I have a marketing company, JLQ Marketing, and then I have a nonprofit organization, which really is my heart and soul, Special Needs Siblings. And we work with the siblings of disabled individuals. Okay. We have 8 children between us.
Yeah. Wow.
We have a big
job.
family. That's the biggest, hottest thing.
Right. I already know.
There. And so my second oldest son, he's autistic, he has epilepsy, and he has siblings. And we really I spend a lot of time, my passion is to create safe spaces for the siblings and raise that awareness and just make sure that they feel supported. So I do that, and we touch people around the world and making sure, especially people in our community, where we know and we talk about disability and awareness, and we raise that advocacy. So that's what I do.
And let me brag for you. It's
international.
Come
on, international.
In Australia and Central America, everywhere. She gets on the podcast and does the BIPOC community all over the world.
That's so
talking
dope.
About what we need. And let me brag too, you got incorporated on my birthday.
I did, yeah. Before we were reconnected.
But we've known each other since we were teenagers.
Wow. Yeah, we did.
We went to summer camp together and reconnected. She was hitting on me. I
probably did. I don't know.
She slid in my DM.
I did do that. I will take that. I did. I saw you.
Sometimes you gotta take that initiative.
People you may know, Instagram did that. I'm like, I do know him.
Yeah.
Hey,
maybe a friend.
We were married in what, like 3 months?
It was about 6, but you know.
It was quick.
It was very fast.
So that's how you guys
reconnected.
Met in summer camp, reconnected, and
years
boom.
later.
And here we are.
Divine timing, right?
Divine timing. Now, you guys are both like super big business entrepreneurs doing it, you know, so it's like, was that part of y'all's connection? Of like, hey, my goals and dreams are this, and my goals and dreams are this, and did that kind of help bridge it, or was that later on?
What do you think? I don't really think so, and if I'm wrong, correct me. I was more on the business path.
Okay.
My wife was doing the hard work. Like, she was doing the nonprofit work. Yeah. And I came in with this business mind. I helped her put JLQ together. Yeah. She runs it. But I helped her get that together and started thinking in a business mind. But she helped me to really reconnect with the hard work and the philanthropy and getting back in the community, because I was honestly turned off. But I think we're almost polar opposites, but it just matched. It just works together. So
yeah,
is that right?
Clearly, he was on time today, and I was not. So there you go. That's how you. So yeah, we are opposites. Yeah. But I think that also what your family was doing and the things that you were doing, and just like, in that business mindset, I realized, like, okay, this is something that is possible. My father passed when I was 19 years old, so he has been gone for a while. I was in, we come from a blended family. We'll go ahead and put that out there. We have a blended family. So I had 5 kids coming in, and I'm like thinking we're just going to be friends, and that's it. Because I'm like, I got 5 kids. Like, what are you doing? And he's like, I want 10 kids. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Like, huh? Like, hold on.
Who wants that? But, it's just like these conversations, and it wasn't anything about business that got us talking and connected. It was just really like us and realizing, like, okay, wow, I like you. And he remembered that I wore this fruity colored lip gloss.
I remember everything about it. Everything
my
about
middle name. I'm like, what do you know? They're like, you remember all this stuff?
I remember everything.
Yeah, pay attention to the details.
Right, all the little stuff. So,
and I know that meant a lot to you, that he, He accepted your kids.
Yes. It wasn't about nothing like what do I have to offer. It was just like, okay, who are you as a person? Like what what do you like? And then really just what drives us. And that's when I was like, okay, I started this organization. I'm just doing this because I care about it.
Right. It means a lot to you.
Yeah. And this is what's going on in my life. And he just really cared. And it was like, oh, wow, you see me. Okay, wow. Tears. But,
right. I think you made every effort to turn me away in the beginning, too.
I did.
You would say things like, to get me to move away, and it was like nothing. Like, no, that's not turning me off.
See?
And she talked to me. I moved overseas when we reconnected, and she talked to me every single day.
Wow.
When I was living overseas. So I knew immediately when I got back, I just had to make sure my coins were right, that I was going to marry this woman.
I love that. No, go ahead.
So with the blended family, like what, give us some insight, because I need to understand. Like, I mean, you know, like when there's a blended family, like what keeps it together? What keeps it going? What keeps, you know, because I know it's hard. I know it's rough.
Man,
they're all different.
I can't even imagine.
They're different.
I got two and I'm
struggling. They're different, and honestly, like, to be transparent, we've been through things that probably should have broke us, like at this point, because you have not even just us, but we have outside forces, working against us. So I have two fathers outside of, me and Trey. We have two daughters together, but I have an ex-husband, and that relationship didn't end on the most positive note, and he did not like this. Yes. So, when you hear about like drama, usually it's like, oh, baby mama drama. I had more like baby daddy drama, but like, and he had to endure some things.
I'm from the West Side. I wasn't putting up with it.
He said he can handle it.
So
they got it handled, okay?
He got put in his place real quick. We don't play that. But no, for real.
No, seriously, like, it's hard because this is like stuff that you don't sign up for, and you're like thinking like, okay, is this
gonna run him away?
Yeah, like this is gonna break us. And then you have kids, and you have their feelings, and everybody has different feelings. Everybody's coming from different spots, and there are different points in their lives. So it definitely has taken a lot of work, a lot of grace, a lot of patience, and we're still literally on this journey trying to figure it out. Like, we're still trying to figure it out. But one thing we do believe in therapy. We believe in talking to outside people and knowing that we don't have all the answers ourselves. So I think that's the biggest thing that we both agree on, is like, we don't always have the answers. So we always look for, we'll reach out and try and, get that extra input, even to our elders, and finding out.
That's
like,
important,
what
for sure.
What could be doing better? What could be doing? What are we doing? What do you see? Because sometimes you don't even see, with ourselves.
Somebody else.
You need those extra eyes. I love that. Yeah. And I think that it's beautiful that you guys have each other to push each other and support each other. And may God continue to bless that richly.
I appreciate it.
For sure. But with that being said, now you guys have these successful businesses that are doing very well.
Yeah.
And with that, I know that could be tough managing your businesses and family. With your businesses, is it like, because you have different businesses, is there like priorities of businesses, or is it like everything gets a little time of day? Like, how do you guys put that on a calendar?
With the kids on top of that.
Well, I think the businesses feed off of each other. We're not in the same places. So if I'm at an event talking about transportation or consulting for somebody, I always mention her business, and we try to feed off of each other.
Love that.
And I mean, in the beginning, to be honest, JLQ was a startup. I got handed ATS because my father started a long time ago. I mean, I've been working in it for over a decade, maybe 2 decades. But that was what was feeding our family for a while. But now all of the businesses are thriving, making money, so we feed off of each other. But we're not in the same sectors, and I think they're all pretty much needed. JLQ is marketing, branding, social media. We need that for all the other businesses, and everybody I come into contact with pretty much needs her services along with the services that I provide.
I love that. And speaking of, that type of thing, like, you also are very big on mental health. And we talk about mental health extensively on this show.
Wow.
But because you guys are doing so many amazing things with the mental health movement, which I'm happy that Black people are getting more involved with mental health, because that was lacking. But the fact that you are extensively involved in mental health and making a change in the community where you grew up. Could you please speak about that and how you kind of ventured off into that?
My wife, I mean, honestly, I was a hard-headed, stubborn, I don't know if Aries makes a difference, but it probably does. But I was stubborn. What came out when I was going through depression and everything was anger. So I thought that was to solve everything. My wife helped me look at another way. And I've been close. I mean, even talking about substance abuse, I got to a point where I was abusing alcohol and just going down the wrong path. But my wife has helped me and continues to help me stay straight. I'm sober, living a sober lifestyle. And she's doing it by choice. She didn't, abuse it, but she decided to do the same thing as me.
I love that.
And she just got me to open up, like, show your feelings, express your feelings. I come from a household where we don't do that. My father never did. My mother, even her, was like, suck it up. Deal with it. Get better. I can't. She even says it all the time. I don't understand it. I'm going to be here for you, but I don't understand it. But my wife was like, you got to open up. You got to express yourself. You have to talk about it. And she's really been instrumental. She's been the biggest thing.
I just feel like we learn from each other. And he has such a powerful story as a black man and mental health. You just don't see that, and you don't hear us talking about it.
Not at all.
Preach. Sharing it and being honest.
Right.
Because everybody deals with it. We all have mental health. We all are trying to stay well.
Yes.
And post-COVID, I mean, even our kids are dealing with stuff. So it's like, the more I encourage him, like, just be honest with yourself. Be honest with everybody. And that doesn't mean tell everybody your business. Right. That doesn't mean that. Like, doesn't mean like.
But just don't hold it in.
Yes. Yeah. You have to express yourself and know you have to find safe spaces.
Right.
And then realize, like, I had to realize even as his wife that I can't solve everything for him. Like, I can't. But being there and giving him space, or telling him I need space, or just different things. It's all about. He taught me how to communicate. Because I'm like shut down. Like I'm like, oh, okay, we have a problem. You ain't never got to hear from me again. And I'm okay with that. Like, that's I don't know if it's a Taurus thing. But
I
will walk away. And
man, I really
my life will go on just fine. And maybe it won't, but in my head, I'm like, I can be without you for a long time, and I'll be fine. And I promise you,
you ain't going nowhere.
I'm definitely in the Taurus. I'm not.
But I'm in my mind. I'm like, I will shut all the way down. And he's like,
do what I gotta do.
Let's talk. And I'm like, communicate why? But I realize like that's so important.
It's very important.
But then you also realize your upbringing. You realize, okay, what he saw growing up and what I saw growing up was very different. I saw my parents, they were very affectionate all the time. My father passed when I was 19, but all I saw, my parents were at events together. He was always holding her hand. He was always walking behind her. They would be dancing in the kitchen. Like, he would do all this stuff. He was very affectionate as a person. So I just grew up being very affectionate. I just thought that was okay. Although, if you're not my friend or something, you can't touch me. Like, you can't come around me. Like, I have personal space. So once I love you, like, okay, you in.
Right.
But, like, I realized with him, it's like, okay, your mental health, like, that feeds off everything else.
Yes.
And we don't realize how much that affects everybody around you.
Man.
Like, you talk about, what is it, what is the word you call Rose, and you guys are...
What?
It's not empathy. What is it? Is it empathy?
What?
Or
Empaths.
Empaths.
Oh,
yeah. So like they feed off this energy, and even if you come into a room and you're like having a bad day, like literally everybody can feel it. Like this is we're feeling all each other's energy, and so realizing like, okay, when I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna choose to be at peace with myself, and I'm gonna choose, like, regardless of what everybody else is going through, I'm gonna be affirmed. I'm going to find happiness. I'm going to find this peace. And then, regardless, because the kids all have different emotions. Yeah. Trey has different emotions. I have different emotions. And we have to, like, come to some form of, like, okay, today, is it a good day or a bad day? Like, are you having a good day or a bad day? Like, let me know what's going on. Because I'll take the kids. I'll handle them. And, like, give you some time. Like, or do you need to take them? And I can have, like,
that's good that you guys have that understanding,
balance,
though, and that balance for sure.
It's needed.
That makes a difference.
It does. Even with me and Tate, we have as business partners, we have that balance. Of it's like, if I'm on fire, she may be feeling loaded. She may be going through something, but I was like, I got us. I'll take care of us. Then when I'm having my little moment, she's like, I got us. I'll take care of us. And
because nobody be on 100 all the time.
We preach community at Indie High Radio, okay? So that's what it's about. And speaking of which, can you talk about what you have going on with the things that you're doing in Atlanta in regards to mental health?
So I've always been in an organization since birth, but I'm a member now of the 100 Black Men.
Come on, that's a big deal.
And that's a big organization. I don't think there's a bigger African-American male organization when they talk about mentorship. And it was just another thing that's instilled in me. I've always believed in giving back. I took a little hiatus. I was kind of, turned off from what was going on in our communities, to be honest. But I knew that I had to do it. I knew that it was just needed. And, of course, once again, my wife helped me see that. So with the 100, I mentor as many as I can. I have so many mentors that help me in so many facets of life. And that's one thing. But feeding off of that with the Thomas Dortch Jr. Foundation, our main focuses right now are mental health and financial literacy.
Come on.
So one thing that I know is glaring, we're talking about politics and everything going on in this current atmosphere in the United States and really globally. But I don't think anybody understands where our true power is going to come from is us understanding how money works. That's where our power will come from, not just voting. I think voting is good, but us understanding money. We know our trends. We like to go buy nice clothes, the most expensive shoes, wear everybody else's brand. But we don't understand about saving, not just putting your money in a little savings account under your mattress, but what to do with your money. High yield savings, investing in other businesses. And while you're doing all this, just maintaining your mental health. It's not lame to be at that point where you recognize that you need help. And I had to understand that. The strength comes from that, realizing that I'm not happy, I'm depressed, I'm going through all these things. A lot of times it shows up as anger, but if you really just step back, understand yourself, you can understand this world better. So we really dive into financial literacy. I don't play about that. We got 8 kids, but even if we don't pass, right now our kids are good. Not because we're making $100 million a year, it's because we understand how money works. So our money goes to certain places. If we buy ourselves or our kids something, that same amount of money is going to go into something else that is growing. And I learned that from my parents. I mean, my mother, honestly, from both of us, from my father and my mother and me, my mother would take money and put it aside so that before my father passed, all of our homes, all of our real estate, everything was paid off. We don't have debt, never had debt.
That's beautiful.
And that's the same goal with our family and the community, to make sure that you're not in debt, that you're not behind, and that you realize your true power. Nobody's going to listen to us until we have something to bring to the table.
That's right.
So that's my goal, and I also believe that you're only strong as your weakest link. So my neighbor who's struggling with their money, who's living in the hood, whatever it may be, I'm only as strong as them. So I got to uplift them. I can't go to the top by myself. So that's where I am.
And now you see why I tried to get them on.
Why she's so adamant.
What I've been trying to do for you.
I see, Donna. I see.
And that's why I married him.
She married me for some other reason, but we can't talk about that on this show now. I don't think it's appropriate.
In 2 minutes, he dropped like 10, 15 gems on you.
Right.
Real quick.
Drop the bomb.
And speaking of which, because, I know we're pressed for time, so we're going to get right into, I want to get into, with this, me and him, I think are you vegan now still?
No, not vegan.
Well, at one point, before, if he was eating chicken, we both eating wings. You know what I'm saying? We eat wings, okay?
I'm about to say, you say he's from old Atlanta now. Better be eating some wings.
We take a little time to not eat meat.
So at my old house, me and him linked up to talk about some business stuff and about doing podcast stuff and things like that. And he was just telling me about the importance of owning property and the stigma in the Black community of other races are buying up all the property and this and this, and our issue is just not being educated on how things work and how the process is. And it's not that we can't be educated, it's just a matter of understanding that we need that. Like he said, knowledge is power. So once you are educated, you're able to do that. But it touched me in my soul to where I was like, people need to hear this. So I'll be remiss to have you on the show and you're not talking about the importance of Black people in the community, especially educating themselves on owning property and what that means.
Well, I have to go back to my family, of course. My father was born in the civil rights movement.
Okay.
All right. And it's been this is the third revolution, right? This is what I believe, and a lot of people talk about it. He was born in the civil rights era. So you're fighting for equality for black people, for minorities, whatever. But when he got to his prime and success, it was more of the business era. Like black people trying to have businesses, be included, have a piece of the pie, right? I think we're in the third revolution, or reconstruction, as you may say, where we're understanding money. And part of that is owning land. There's no other asset that I can think of, not being in the stock market, not other businesses. Those can always fall, but land is gold. I mean, I don't care what you say. Even gold fluctuates. But when you have a piece of that pie, land, and you own it, unless it's eminent domain or something extreme, which the government ain't took it that far, hopefully it never gets there, that is yours. It's always going to be profitable. It's always going to be worth something. So I'm not telling everybody, hey, go out and buy the most expensive house you can find. Go out and buy a piece of the block. If you get a quarter acre, turn it into a parking lot. Use it for events. I mean, land can do so much for you. And at the end of the day, if you can't do anything with it, sell it. But I promise you it's going to appreciate. At this point, nothing is going down when it comes to land. Even when you had what happened with the crisis years and years ago, if you would have held on and been able to, if you understood money and if you got 100,000, don't take 100,000 and buy a piece of land. But if you were able to hold on to your land, there's no way you're not rich right now if you survived what happened with the housing crisis and everything. But that has always been a key for us. Like I said, our properties were always paid off, even if we didn't know what to do with our money when we were younger, or my father was just out here doing what he was doing. My mother maintained our properties, and we're sitting good. If we ever had any issues financially, we sell one piece of our property, and we're right back on track.
Wow.
And we've even been selling some properties, not just to take the money and run with it, but to reinvest and find other avenues. But land can always do that for you. And that's the key for us as family. Like, we just bought a new house, and our plan is not to sit in this house forever, this family home forever. No, it's when it appreciates, we either take out, some equity in that property, or we just start renting it out and go on to our next piece and figure out what we're doing next. But we're always trying to think of what's next, how to build wealth, not riches, but to build wealth. And land is wealth. When you own a piece, what can be done? You think about the top people, Bill Gates, he owns so much farmland behind everybody's back. Nobody knows what's really going on, but he is one of the largest land owners in the world. And people are missing the chain. And I tell people, okay, you don't have 100,000, you don't have 50,000. What about group economics? That's something really big, a part of financial literacy. Group economics. Get the contracts in order. Buy something with your friends.
Oh my
Y'all vote on it. Y'all have contracts. Nobody can just take it away from you. Buy it together. So somebody, these other investors, I'm not going to say white, whatever, it's Indian, white, Jewish, Chinese, Asian, whatever, they're buying up land in our communities and doing what they want to do with it. We can't complain if we don't own it.
We don't even do it. We don't try.
And that's what he told me. You can't complain.
No, if we're not doing anything
about it. And that's why I was like, you got to come on and spread this knowledge. And so that information, thank you so much. Like, I feel rejuvenated mentally just hearing that information.
Absolutely.
It's so motivating and inspiring, and just it makes you want to do more research and educate yourself on what you need to do. And you guys coming on, it really, I can't say enough how much it means the world to me, because you're sharing your journey with us, and you guys didn't have to do that. You guys are busy as I don't know what, but you decided to come and take a little time to share your journey.
And it could, and I know it's going to inspire somebody out there.
It inspired me. Okay,
I'm telling you,
same to somebody. Okay,
to somebody. Pay it forward. That's what I believe in.
And that's the goal right there.
And I want to mention that 2 things that we've learned as we've been married that we worked on diligently for ourselves and our family to carry our legacy and to make sure that we do better is gathering a trust for our family. Something he made sure, he went out of his way to make sure that we created that for our family.
So they can't touch our stuff.
So they can't touch our stuff. And you can protect your stuff. You can protect your businesses. You can protect your land. You can protect your assets and stuff like that. So a trust. And then also life insurance.
Oh,
and that's
absolutely.
something that our families and our communities
goodness.
always struggle
they
with.
Always
and that's
do.
something that's he's really been diligent in like making sure that we are make sure they paid, make sure it's on time, make sure that we're taking care of it, because these are things we want to make sure that our kids are good regardless. Like if we're here
or not.
So those are two things that
I could go on about UILs, Universal Index Life Insurance. Hopefully we never pass, but when we do eventually pass, our kids are
set
millionaires automatically. Hopefully they're millionaires before we pass, but everybody will be a millionaire when we pass.
I love
and that's how you build generational wealth.
That's how you build it. And that's the whole point of this episode is for you to be inspired, to be moved, to follow your journey, to follow because your journey may be a little different, but with the knowledge, you're now able to create the life that you want for you and your family and future generations to come. And I think that's the most beautiful thing. Thank you guys so much for sharing.
Thank you.
I want to say, anything we can do to help you guys. If you guys need to host an event, host a fundraiser, any type of hosting, we got you.
We are here.
Guys.
We are honored and happy to be a part of anything you guys have going on. So please let us know how we can participate and help. And outside of that, how can people support and follow you two amazing people?
Well, you can follow me personally. You can follow me online, Instagram, Facebook, Jeniece Stewart. Don't say nothing. I haven't changed my last name yet. But Jeniece Stewart, JenieceStewart. And then if you want to follow my nonprofit, special_needs_siblings. And we're on Instagram, Facebook, anywhere. So.
SpecialNeedsSiblings.com as well.
That too,
I gotta big you up, baby.
I love it.
But to find me, it should be Thomas Dortch III. Instagram TW Dortch3, TWD Junior Foundation.org, AtlantaTranspo.com.
Come on, give them the list.
And if you want to follow the family, we are blending.
Yes, we are blending 86.
Everything.
Yeah, we are blending 86.
I love it.
Yes, please.
Follow our kids. They have pages.
Yeah, they got pages too.
Follow the whole family. Follow everyone. Follow all their individual pages.
I love it. I love it.
They always are posting great, amazing content. And like I said, these are awesome, wholesome, great people like that have been through a lot, but they're here to educate and empower. And I'm just honored to know that. I'm just honored that I know they exist. They know I exist.
Ditto, we're honored to know you all.
And the fact that you guys are paying it forward and willing to share your knowledge with the masses,
beautiful.
It's going to come back 10 times fold.
Absolutely. No, anytime, and like we tell all of our guests, anytime you guys have anything new coming on,
the door is always open.
The door is always open to come back so we can help support it and talk about it. That's what we're here for.
Exactly.
We're here to help empower our community. Tay, how can people reach us?
Well, y'all doing all there. You can follow us on Instagram, and do we have Twitter still?
Yes.
It's Twitter.
I still be posting a couple things.
Oh, it's X.
Oh, yeah, that's right. X, my bad.
Indie High Radio, radio spelled R, the number 8, DIO. Hit us up on Facebook, Indie High Radio LLC, or the one-stop shop, the website, indiehighradio.com. Make sure to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe to our podcast via all podcast platforms. Indie High Radio, just search Indie High Radio and
we in there. Period. We appreciate you guys. Once again, shout out to Playback Sound. Shout out to Luce.
Always
showing love for all your production needs. Make sure you hit up Playback Sounds. We always tag them in all our posts so you can find it anywhere. Okay. But other than that, this has been an amazing, great show. I can't wait to watch it back and see it back and share it with the world. And write down those gems because it was so many. Thank you guys again for having. It's been a great episode.
Yes, we really appreciate you guys.
Yes. This is your girl, Donna LJ, signing out.
And it's your girl, Digga.
Woo woo.
Peace.